War. It's never simple. It's not just about enemies and allies. It's about moments, split seconds, where one decision decides life or death. This is the story of one such moment. The day when an American A-10 Warthog, the mighty guardian of ground troops, became the very storm it was meant to protect them from. The year was 2019. Northern Syria, a joint NATO operation. British and American forces working side by side to clear out an insurgent convoy hidden among old industrial ruins. On day ground, British unit Bravo 2-1 was moving cautiously through a shattered village. The air was thick with dust, smoke, and silence. The kind of silence soldiers learn to fear. Bravo 2-1, this is command. Proceed to checkpoint Delta. Air support is on standby. Copy that. Come on, replied Sergeant Mason, the squad leader. Calm, confident, experienced. He looked up at the sky. A faint glint of silver crossed above the clouds. The Warthog, their guardian angel, high above them. Captain Ryan Cole, Calcine Hog Leader, flew the American A-10 Thunderbolt II, the beast of the battlefield designed for one purpose: to protect troops on the ground. Ryan had flown dozens of missions before. He knew the power beneath his wings. The GAU-8 Avenger, a 30mm cannon capable of shredding tanks in seconds. But today, he would face a challenge no training could prepare him for. Command. Hog Leader. Here, I've got movement near Grid 67 Alpha. Request confirmation. Are those hostiles? The operator responded. Stand by. Hog Leader. British Bravo team is operating near that area, but hostiles may be north of their position. Copy that. I see targets moving through the ruins. Multiple figures, hard to identify. Ryan leaned forward, adjusting the thermal display. The heat signatures were blurred, distorted by the midday sun. His heart rate increased. He had seconds to decide. Bravo 2-1, confirm your location. The radio cracked, but before the message reached them, static. The line went dead. Captain Ryan took a deep breath. He saw what looked like enemy vehicles. Shapes, shadows, and rifles glinting in the light. Command, this is Hog Leader. Engaging targets. Guns. 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 The ground erupted. Explosions tore through the ruins. Dust clouds rose like smoke from a volcano. The A-10 screamed past, its engines roaring like thunder. On day ground, the British troops froze. Bullets rained around them. Concrete shattered. Vehicles burst into flames. Contact! We're under fire, shouted one soldier. It's friendly. It's friendly fire. Panic filled the radio. Command, this is Bravo 2-1. We're taking fire from the A-10. It's our own bird. Stop the attack. Inside the cockpit, Ryan heard the transmission too late. His eyes widened in horror as he pulled hard on the control stick, banking away sharply. Command. Abort. Abort! I repeat, abort strike. I may have engaged friendlies. The battlefield fell silent, except for the distant crackle of fire. Ontagroon medics rushed between smoke and rubble. 3 soldiers were down. 2 were badly injured. The same A-10 that had saved countless lives had just taken their own. Captain Ryan circled above, silent. He could see the wreckage from his cockpit, pieces of gear, burned vehicles, and the faint movement of medics below. He whispered into his mic, voice trembling. God, what have I done? Back at the command tent, the radio chatter stopped. No one spoke for a long time. They all knew it wasn't carelessness. It was confusing. It was the fog of war, the chaos that blinds even the best. Later that evening, as the sun dipped behind the horizon, Ryan landed his jet. He stepped out slowly, removing his helmet. His face was pale, his eyes hollow. He walked toward his aircraft, its metal scorched, its cannon still warm. He placed his hand on it and whispered, "You were supposed to protect them." A week later, Captain Ryan visited the British base. Sergeant Mason bandaged, but alive. The two men stood in silence for a moment, the weight of loss heavy between them. Finally, Mason spoke softly. War isn't perfect, Captain. None of us are. What matters is we learn from it and make sure it never happens again. Ryan nodded. No words could erase what happened, but that day, he learned something every pilot eventually does. That war isn't just about targets and victories. It's about choices and consequences. And sometimes, the hardest battles are fought inside your own heart. The A-10 Warthog, a symbol of precision, power, and protection. But even machines guided by the best hands can falter in the storm of uncertainty. This story isn't about blame. It's about truth. In the skies of DCS, and in the real world, the line between friend and foe can vanish in seconds. So when you take to the skies, remember, tease. Every shot counts, every second matters. And sometimes, the greatest strength a soldier can have is restraint. This was the story of the American A-10 attack on British soldiers. A tragedy born not of malice, but of the fog of war.